We're live. Nikita, thanks for joining the show.
Amazing. Thank you for having me.
Of course. It is Friday. Uh and you're based in the West Coast, right? So it's still your afternoon.
Yeah, I'm based in Vancouver. It's 1:30.
Beautiful. I'm in Miami right now, so it's starting to get to that point where I need to start, right after this I'll start making dinner and do all the fun food prep. But yeah, no. Thanks for doing it on a Friday, man. I'm so excited. I was just saying before we hit record, we got a chance to briefly meet at FarCon, which was great. And then yeah, you kind of just wandered into the abyss when I started playing beer pong, and then I didn't see you again. But I'm happy we were able to reconnect.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, the beer pong thing was like, it was an event for sure.
You could call it that.
Yeah, I haven't been to such events since college days, probably. Like it was literally, the funniest thing about it was that, there were so many like serious people whose college was decades behind them, like multiple decades behind them, and seeing those people in this setting was quite a sight for sure.
People were taking it seriously, man. I hadn't played beer pong in forever, and when Tim reached out and was like, "Dude, you got to come up for this. It'll be a blast." I said, "Yeah, yeah." I only went up to FarCon because of the tournament. I just wanted to go hang out with Tim. I didn't even buy a pass. I was just like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like, fun. We'll make a weekend of it." So
The
that's what brought me up
repasses.
here. What's that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it was so funny. People were like, as soon as we got into the warehouse, they're like warming up and they're like all focused and stuff. I'm like, dude, it's a beer pong tournament. Everyone's like intense. I got to up my game. So fortunately, Coop, shout out to Coop, but he probably made every single cup for me. He was great. So, but yeah, we had fun. We had a fun time. It was great. I'm actually, dude, I'm wearing the sweatshirt again, like
Oh,
from the tournament. But anyway, yeah. So what's up with you, man? I feel like every other day that I'm on the timeline, I see you're building something cool. So yeah, what do you got? What have you got going on recently?
so yeah, I mean a bunch of stuff. We just released a new update to eggs that makes it so that every upgrade you attempt, upgrading chickens, buys you a megapod ticket. So technically, might be the case that somebody would upgrade a chicken and win $1 million. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, and like most of our company, if not everybody in our company, is working on Pigeon right now. Pigeon is basically an AI broker, I call it. So, like, remember how in old days to buy a stock you had to like call a guy and like, hey, buy me this stock,
I
and
think
he's
we
like, no,
remember
I'm
this. The
not buying
people below
it.
us probably don't remember, but yeah,
Maybe, yeah, but
exactly.
yeah.
But I do
So
remember.
so it's like that, but it's AI. And the best part about it, the whole team is we banned the word boomer in our company for like 2 or 3 weeks while we were brainstorming because I kept saying that I have so many boomer friends. They don't have apps. They want to text. So you can text Pigeon
That's
like
perfect.
over SMS, which is crazy. Yeah.
That's all. So, do you have any and not to put you on the spot, and but if you have any MVPs or demos, like that would be really cool.
I mean, it's already live. Like you can talk to it. It's a full-on AI agent. Works with
It's
Solana, 30 plus EVM chains. You can
how am I now just hearing about this? Wait, is it on Far? Is there a Farcaster mini app or a base mini app?
no, we haven't done a mini app because we decided to go no app strategy.
Dude,
Like
wait,
it's
I want to pull this up right now. What's the
you
website?
can Pigeon the trade, like the bird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pigeon the trade.
Of course,
You can
I'm doing it
WhatsApp
right
it.
now.
You can Facebook Messenger, Meta Messenger it. You can talk to it on Telegram. You can text it. You can talk to it on Farcaster. Um, yeah,
Hold on, I'm pulling this up right now, dude. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's also interestingly enough, it is appropriately custodial. We use Privy server worlds, So when you text it first, it generates you an EVM wallet and a Solana wallet that it trades from, basically.
Does it work better on is it better on mobile? Because I'm having trouble pulling it up.
No, it should be fine. It should be fine on desktop and on mobile. Um, maybe wrong website. Is there a chat here? Yeah, there is a chat. Pigeon the trades.
Yeah, I just here I'm trying to can you see my screen?
I can't now.
Hold on, let
Anyway,
me try.
like yeah, it should be. It's weird that it doesn't load for you. Let's see.
I'm a
Let's
boomer,
see.
so
I mean,
there's that.
that's fine, except like being uh
All good.
oh yeah, I see that. Probably you can I share my screen?
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Interesting.
Hold on.
Cool.
I
That's
will
great.
you should have the ability on your end. And by
Yeah,
the way,
cool.
I can edit there we go. Perfect. Show me.
Nice.
Show me, show me, show me. This is so cool.
Yeah, so you can talk to it on Telegram, WhatsApp, Discord, Messenger, Farcaster. You can text it. Just simply text 888-655-8732. And yeah, and it creates your wallet, EVM wallet, Solana wallet. It can on-ramp money from your credit card, from your Apple Pay, from your Google Play. So
What's
it's
the
super simple
KYC
to use.
like?
It
Standard?
doesn't need KYC. That's the thing, because it's appropriately custodial. We do not own the the wallets. You do.
So if you're what about the transactions of like an Apple Pay? Do you need to fill out like a bunch of forms or is that already baked in?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how onboarding works. I think we use Coinbase on ramp for this.
Okay.
So
No, that's
yeah,
awesome.
maybe it has like a light layer of KYC to on ramp crypto, but
Okay.
yeah. So I actually
Very cool.
built it initially from a Farcaster post. Somebody posted like a question: how does one send money to a teenage boy who mows their lawn, uh, but they only have Apple Watch? So how do you send them money? And I was like, why cannot we do that yet? So I've built Pigeon. After that, you can literally send money to any phone number. You can send any crypto to any phone number. In fact, when you send, and they don't have to have an account. So basically, if I were to send you some, I don't know, some eggs right now, and if I know your phone number, I just text it, hey, send eggs to this phone number. It generates you a wallet, and you get the eggs, and you can access it from your phone number. No registration required.
So
No emails,
Privy
no
on the back
passwords to
end,
remember. Yeah,
Privy on the
no
back end
no
will
seed
generate
phrases,
the
nothing.
that's interesting. So basically Privy being on the back end of it will automatically prompt just by you texting that number, it'll affiliate that number with that wallet and it's seamless. Like you don't even need to worry about it. Okay. And then that I mean that's really cool. I'm trying to think, is there anyone else in the market that's really trying to solve this issue besides Pigeon right now?
I mean, so that's a huge thing that I actually talked about in one of the chapters of my book. Um, Available on Amazon and Audible.
Come
If you
on,
guys
plug it.
if anybody wants to download it to buy it, it's called "We Don't Live 1,000 Years." Um, so
Hold on.
yeah,
No,
read by a person.
we're gonna shamelessly plug it. We're gonna do it right now. Hold on one second. We're gonna go to
Yeah,
Amazon.
it
Let's see
just
if
go. We
Amazon
don't.
works.
Yeah,
Continue shopping, and it's called "We
we
Don't
don't live a
Live
thousand years.
1,000 Years."
Yeah, that's it.
Boom! How cool is that?
Yeah, in one of the chapters I talk about how most of the software that people release is severely overcomplicated. So, like, if somebody would want to solve this issue, they would probably create an app, create a wallet, maybe a website. But in this case, you don't have any app. You don't have a website. You text it, and all of a sudden it works, and everybody can text it. And I joke on the team calls that we might just want to, to try to advertise to like a prison system or something, because people don't have like smartphones there, right? They have the button phones that can
Absolutely.
text. So we might empower prison economy. I don't know.
Hey, I mean, there's a
um,
market for it. I mean, why not? You're
but
solving
it's
an issue,
just a joke,
of
obviously.
course, but actually not.
I do believe that Norwegian system in penitentiary is way better than than uh,
The
limiting
American
people from
penitentiary system, I did not expect us to take a turn and discuss these subjects, but yes, the American penitentiary system is
Hey,
archaic and
as a Canadian, I can discuss whatever you want about the United States.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey,
Just don't touch on our prime minister.
I mean, I'm not going to. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, no. Politics and uh, I guess the penitentiary system aside, that's really cool. I think the thing that's great about the opportunity is really the challenge is going to be marketing, right? And if you can
But yeah,
simply just
100%.
tell, if you could simply just tell like the older generations that probably want exposure at this point with all of the bull, sentiment surrounding crypto, they want to get involved, but they don't have apps. I mean, it's one thing for a millennial or even a Gen Xer to like be a boomer, but even boomers are excited. I talked to my grandparents about what I've been up to and what I'm doing for work, and they want to be a part of it. They have no idea how to exchange Bitcoin, except shout out to my grandmom. She um got her own wallet. She has cold storage, did it all by herself, which was like my grandmom, like, really? But no, she did it. But my granddad, the first thing that I asked him, or the first thing he asked me rather, when I told him that I was working in Web3 and I said crypto, he goes, "So Bitcoin, like, you mine it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you mine it." And he's like, "With a pickaxe and like shovel and stuff?" I'm like, "Oh my God." Mind you, my granddad did not graduate past the 8th grade. Uh, Hell of a human being, my hero. But like, yeah, some things, some sort of some things kind of go above his head. But shout out to Pop Pop. He's a great guy. Anyway, they want to get exposure to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And partially initially it was just sendusdc.com, and then Circle's lawyer company attacked the domain name and blocked it all over the internet. And I was like, guys, I'm trying to propagate using USDC. Why are you guys blocking us? And so that's why we changed it to Pigeon. But initially it was just to send USDC to phone numbers, and that's it, with no AI agents. But then we added AI agent to it and called it Pigeon.
But I do like the
Um,
name. I think Pigeon's great. That's one thing. And then another
yeah,
thing to point out is if they're calling you and getting mad at you, that's where you know you're onto something. So
yeah, totally.
good for
I'm
you.
pretty sure it was just us. I mean, me. It was my side project before it transitioned into the company business. But maybe it was me calling it sendusdc.com, which might be, I don't know. Maybe they thought it was infringing on a trademark, but they didn't even send us cease and desist. They literally just blocked the website all over the internet, and it's so crazy that the company, without like even talking to me, can like shut down a business. It's like it's marked. If you go to send USDC, I think sendusdc.me or something. If you go to that website anywhere, it will just show you red flags that this is a scam website. But like it had like 10 people visiting it by then.
You know where you can't
So
really do that? You can't really do that on chain if you're truly using a decentralized protocol. So you're
yeah,
kind of giving another use case for why this is the new wave and why this is the future. That's a
100%.
great, dude, that's a great story. You should talk about that more, man. I don't know if this is the first time really discussing this, but man, I
No,
haven't seen you
I talked
have
about it on
have
Firecaster.
you
It's
put okay. Dude, and that's another thing. There's so many like tidbits of information that I just do not get exposed to just because like everyone's on a different algorithm, you know what I mean?
yeah, man, it's algorithmic future. It's crazy. I've
I have
recently
Farcaster admin on my notifications. I'll give you that.
yeah. Although, thank you, thank you. Everybody who's listening to this to this should turn on notifications for my account, obviously,
That's
because
right. Of course.
I never post bad stuff.
Always
Always
good
just
content.
always good content.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, you know what? At some points, because I have thoughts about Farcaster, and like recently I had an idea, a wild idea, and I'm somewhat glad I haven't had time to implement it. Um, which was just to mirror 9gag posts to my account. So basically, whenever 9gag gets a new post into
Repost
their
it.
RSS feed, just post it.
It's not a
I
bad
did it for
idea.
Telegram. I did it for Telegram once, and it was kind of cool. I think like 10 or 15,000 people subscribed to it. Basically, just a mirror of 9gag in your Telegram. Um,
Would you create a frame slash mini app for it, or would you create an account,
nah, I would just post it to my main account.
main account?
The reason I'm saying that I also this is my casting coach, uh,
My God, dude.
as yeah, I'll turn the camera around, but there is a guy sitting on the table
with with the sound mic and everything. Yeah.
with the sound mic and with the camera,
This is PG, dude. This is PG.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't said anything.
I know.
If
What are you talking
anybody
about?
thought anything
That's their
non-PG,
problem.
that's on you. That's
Yeah,
that's not on me.
exactly right.
Well, anyway, what I'm saying is that like Farcaster is so weird in terms of algos, and how feed is getting constructed, and the recent, I don't know, engagement weirdness that's been happening.
What are your
Like
thoughts on that?
a lot of likes or recasts are by mostly, not mostly, but a lot of those engagements are from, I think, automated users and like botnets, or whatnot. Not even just botnets, even probably like real people. Not a botnet in a sense, because it's like PeopleNet or something, like people farming, like farmers on Farcaster, farming stuff. And on the other hand, you see engagement from like real people dropping off a bit. As a user, I see it. I'm sure that the team is looking at the data and they wouldn't agree with me because like they have all the data, but subjectively, it does feel like it feels like the same size as it was before when it was like low and cozy, like low key, but the same time you have all this weirdness with engagement. I don't know. So that's why I wanted to run that experiment, just to spam
Do
my
it.
my feed with 9gag posts.
I mean,
But
it's
then
good
the
content
reason
though.
the reason I haven't yet is because 9gag is hella racist.
Are they really? I just
like
know him.
like
I just know him
seriously.
as funny. I just know funny memes and like funny content comes off of 9gag. I just remember it from like college. I haven't been on in forever, but it was like
It's mostly political propaganda,
uh
gooning, and racism.
I see. That's not what it was when I was in college. It was very much just like a guy jumping off a cliff and then last second pulling a parachute, and you're like, "Oh, that was kind of cool." People doing wild stuff. I didn't realize it shifted that way. But no. Just to touch on what you were saying about Farcaster, one thing that I recognize because I've been on it since April. Like I'm still relatively new. It doesn't feel that way. But I do. It's still I've been new. When I got onboarded, I was fortunate enough to get a shout out from Ted. Shout out to Ted, by the way. But I got a shout out from Ted. And then that's how, like, you followed me and I followed you. And, like, a bunch of bigger accounts started following me. And the reality of it is like, if you don't get that shout out, you're not going to like be a part of the perpetual algorithm of being favored. And then not to mention like the new people that do get that break, you're absolutely right. You see they get like 500 likes on their first like 3 or 4 posts. But someone like me, I have to like fight tooth and nail just to get like 15 likes. Like I have to put out a great piece of content to get like 15 likes. So it changes. It's like out with the old, in with the new. I'm old. I'm yesterday's news at this point, and I don't care. Like I still love the app and I love everything about it. But yeah, I think you're speaking some truth. I'm not going to let you sit alone on that island and put yourself out there like that. I agree. There's some stuff like that going on.
There's actually a super simple way to game this algorithm with amps. Amps.fun.
Do you think amps helps with your? Because I've used it.
Said.
Yeah.
So I was, for the longest time, I was in like that weird algo jail. When I posted something and I received literally 0, 1, or 2 likes, and I had like 100,000 followers back then, and I was like, that is not how algorithm works. Why does that happen? And a bunch of people were saying that they thought I left Farcaster when I was like casting daily, because they haven't seen my content for months. and like people like actually followed me and interacted with my content before, like, and they were like, I would, and they looked at my feed and like, what, why haven't I seen it? So when Phil and his team released amps and I started using it, um that's when the things actually like started to go up for me like by a lot. Right now, if I can post something and I don't even amp it and I might get like 450 likes, it's crazy. Like that's how it should work.
Yeah.
But to achieve this, I had to, I don't know how much I spent on amps, maybe like 10 grand, but
You spent
um
10 grand on amps?
keep in mind I'm
Brother,
using
it's
it,
over the
I'm
course of years and you're using it for your business. It's
not
marketing budget.
years. I think it's been out for like a few months, maybe like maybe half a year.
I see, I don't even know that because I came to Farcaster and everything was
Yeah.
already there. So like I would just assume that amps was one of the first frames that was out there.
No, no, it's very recent. But yeah,
Got it.
if anybody wants to get out of Halga jail, yeah, definitely just use
Use
amps.
amps.
Honestly, try to make sure that your posts get at least 10 to 15 recasts by large accounts, and you'll be out of the jail in no time. Honestly,
Peachy would be a
cheat code.
very Peachy's probably in favor of everything you're saying right now. She is such a shout out to Peachy. She's the best,
Yeah.
but she very much cares about the algo and the sanctity of it.
Yeah, 100%. And I was very surprised to learn that she wasn't a part of Forecaster team, honestly, at some point. I was like, she's doing so much for like proliferating Forecaster across different cultures, across different countries. Whereas like Forecaster team focuses, they have laser focus on the United States and Canada and maybe English speaking countries, right? Maybe Europe, not even Europe. I think that Europe is like an afterthought because of Poland and Jacek released Pigeon.
Dude, shout
So
out to
many
Yasik.
Polish, so many Polish people on Farcon. That was so crazy.
I mean, there's so many. The thing that's been so cool is how new the the app is and the client is that it has been adopted by. I don't even really see that many. And this is going to sound so funny, but I think I have more interactions with non-Westerners than I do with people from the United States on Farcaster.
Yeah, and it also bursts your bubble, which is good
Yeah,
because like you, at some point we moved to like a place, family place, townhouses, very tight knit community. Talk to a lot of people. Everybody is studying at like university, like postgrads, doctorate works, like that type of stuff. And most of them aren't in IT. And I started talking to those people, and like they don't talk about the topics that are hot in my bubble, like they don't even give it any thought at all. And I'm like, I'm in shambles. I don't know what to talk to them about. I mean, obviously I do. Like we live at the same place. We can talk about like what's going on in the community. We can talk about like, I don't know, politics, economics. We can talk about international affairs, whatever. But like, I cannot talk to them like, hey, I just started using AI agent in VS Code because it automatically really updated the version and it auto updated, and all of a sudden I have AI agent and I don't need any junior developers anymore. Like this is Chinese to them if they're not Chinese speaking, obviously. And yeah, it's so crazy like
so
how
you're saying
many
that you aren't
bubbles
able
we
to
live in.
have, but are you saying? Oh, you're saying that in your actual like real world. But I think on Farcaster, those conversations are happening.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying
No,
that
okay. In
like you
general,
burst
you
your bubble. Like in
if
general, we live in such bubbles. Like it's crazy. We are so restricted in a way we think.
I agree. No, I mean it's really rare to be able to find a friend group or like your close knit friends be able to, you know, speak on every subject and everything that's interesting to you. Fortunately enough for me, um, I had like my best friend works in the space as well, like from real world. So he used to work at Sonic Network, formerly known as Phantom, and then he's now at Nillion. So, I mean, he lives in Miami. I see him. We hang out all the time. So it's just natural that we talk about the things we're working on. Um, but outside of that, if I'm talking to any other friends and I'm like, oh, yeah, have you heard of Farcaster? Because I'm always shilling it. They're just like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what is Farcaster?" I'm like, "No, cool, yeah, I'm an idiot. I've no, like, you know what I mean?" So I get it. And then especially with politics, you got to be careful with that. I mean, if you think you're talking one way and you think that they are aligned on that and they're the other way, and they do not understand how to go down that like path in a polite and like smart manner, you're gonna lose a lot of friends too. So yeah, understood.
Great book on the topic, How Not to Lose Friends Over Politics, is or family
How
members,
many books,
if it comes
Nikita?
to
How
it.
many books have you written?
I've written only one book, but I do read 50 to 120 books per year. So,
You would love
uh,
my wife. I think she has written. I mean, majority of the books in my office are hers. Pretty much all of
ooh,
them.
is
Um,
it fiction, nonfiction?
Both. She
Oh,
loves a lot of, her favorite is, Tolstoy.
I see. I
Yeah, Leo
see.
Tolstoy's her favorite. She's currently reading Oscar Wilde right now. Um, she's great. Much more she's better read than I am. But anyway, so you like reading. I thought you said you wrote a book. So you read a
No,
book
no.
recently?
Yes, I did write a book, the "We Don't Live 1,000 Years" one,
Of
but
course,
I
I thought you were
also,
saying you
yeah,
wrote
one
a
of,
book
yeah.
about how not to lose friends in politics.
It's funny. I've been to like to because I'm into psychology a lot, and it is so weird that you cannot like a person internally cannot cannot see if they have like a specific like mental disease or something, you know what I mean? Like if you cannot self-diagnose a lot of mental things. So after reading about it, I was like, oh yeah, I need to go to check myself out just in case. What if I'm a psychopath? I don't know, like I wouldn't know. So I went to like a psychologist and talked to him about it. Like, long story short, I'm totally fine. I'm a perfectly fine individual, not a psychopath, not a sociopath, so it's all good. Um, and at some point, I was like, "Yeah, I read 100 books last year. I'm pretty proud of it." He's like, "You wrote 100 books?" I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." So it just gives me flashbacks. I don't know. Is it my accent?
And
Like,
maybe
what
your
do
accent,
am I saying like?
but no. So
Well,
you,
maybe it's even better because some people won't correct me.
I, I'll try not to. I have a terrible habit of wanting
No,
to,
I'm just saying that some people would just keep thinking that I wrote 100 books. So that
but yeah. Hope just for clarity, you read a book about it.
read,
What were some of
yeah,
the
outraged,
takeaways?
outraged. The book is called Outraged,
Okay,
and the main takeaways. It's mostly the theme of the book is the theme of the book is how for left-leaning people in politics spectrum, how can they understand right-leaning people and the other way around too, to bridge this divide, basically. And there are plenty of different cool topics about this book. It's amazing. I would highly encourage everybody to read it. But the author starts with notion that um, humans as apex predators is a false statement. uh, Humans were not evolved to be apex predators. We were evolved to avoid predators, to survive, right? So most of our brain wiring is centered around not dying, and not dying most of the time in the prehistoric times meant that you have your own group and the out group, and you had to avoid out group and help your in group, right? And that's why like everything in our brains is set up this way. The second interesting part about this, and he outlines a lot of anthropological evidence
references. Yeah,
that
of course.
like humans are not apex predators. We're just good at avoiding predators. And the second point of the book was that um, because we are so tuned to avoid perceived threats, and because our perceived threats are different, they differ from individual to individual, we might start thinking of other humans as outgroup people and be threatened by them. Even though that threat is not real, it might be just perceived. and it is enough to start divide. And the main topic of the book is that everybody wants what's best for the world. Like, Republicans want what's best for United States. Democrats want what's best for United States. They just have different perceived threats, and they are so tuned. The brains are so tuned to avoid those threats that it's almost. I mean, not talking about civil war, but in the world's
It's a possibility.
in the potential world, right? Hypothetical world, it can be a possibility, right? And the last point of the book, he was like how to breach the divide, and he talks about a variety of science research um, that actually works to change people's opinion. The only proven way to change person's opinion on a hot topic is to show uh, a real story of harm, of how somebody was harmed because of the views they hold, and then this is the only way to move them,
Well, that makes a lot of
which was
sense,
crazy.
right? Because if you turn on mainstream media, it's always the polar opposite of like, this is harming, this is damaging us, from a left leaning perspective. And then turn on the other news channel of the polar opposite opinion. They're showing the use case on the opposite. So now I think in the United States, just talking about the politics that we're in, not that I anticipated this at all, but happy to speak on it. But I think, first off, not that I'm like a subject matter expert at all, but I did work on Capitol Hill, like, as a legislative aide, so I am, like, somewhat privy of how our government works, especially, like, politics from inside the Beltway. Um, but I think, one of the things that's pretty prevalent right now is the polarization that's existed over the past 10 years in our country. Um, and it's not getting better because of this tribalism that you're referring to. You have these people that have become a cult, and I don't think it's healthy. I think the healthiest thing that we can have, of course, is our own opinions, but like not married to the idea, right? Like it's okay to have these like philosophies and these ideals that you hold valuable in your life. But once you start doing it to the point where you're threatening others to promote and push that agenda, it becomes detrimental. So like overall, I'm sure this book points it out. I'm excited to read it. That's why I screen shared it so that I have it recorded and I can go back to it. But selfishly, but I think one thing that we're not realizing, especially as someone that used to work on the Hill, the people that are like policymakers, regulators, decision makers within that field, they all get along. Like if you, it's a lot of posturing and it's a lot of like theatrics for the camera, but the people that work inside the Capitol building, especially the staffers, they all get along. I remember working for Congressman Mick Mulvaney, and like we worked with all of the Democrat offices and all hung out. We all worked on bills together. So it's like you have that one perspective of like what's really going on in terms of policy. And then you go outside and then you see like, tiki torches and shit. You're like, what is going on? So yeah, no, I think you're exactly right. I think that book's probably going to be an interesting read. And um, no, it's just a shame. I think ultimately it comes from a place of ignorance when you have these like um, when you have these people that are so hostile. It's just because they lack the understanding of the other side. As someone that is, it couldn't. I just did. Have you ever done one of those political uh, quizzes that show you where you sit on the aisle? Have you ever seen that?
I'm right in the middle,
I'm
like
dead.
center,
I could
dead
not.
center.
I could not be more. Well, I'm actually. I lean a little bit right when it comes to fiscal policy, and then also like your First Amendment rights. Like that's actually more left, if anything. Because I believe in the free. Like I believe in our First Amendment. I think it's a really strong part of our Constitution, but it couldn't be more center. And so, like, when you have that perspective of being a little bit more in the middle, you start to recognize, you hear a lot of good talking points on the right. Oh, yeah, like in terms of, your monetary and fiscal policy, that does make sense. But then it's like, but you're also doing the polar opposite of what conservatism is when you're being a totalitarian and a fascist in a lot of ways. And then if I say that to someone that's like a MAGA Republican, and I'm like, they're like, "Oh, don't you love what Trump's doing for crypto?" I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, like, he's getting rid of a lot of regulation and a lot of red tape that's holding our industry back. Yeah, of course I'm happy about that. Oh man, so then that assumption is like that I love everything else that the guy's doing. I have a lot of things that I'm outspokenly against. You know what I mean? So it's like finding the balance between the two, I think has been um a little complex for our country right now. Maybe even for our industry where it's like if let's just say hypothetically I post something that's really positive that second like treasurer Besant like posted and it's like, "Oh, well we're doing this this and that for crypto." That doesn't mean that I'm like some MAGA Republican that's super excited. I'm like, "No, thank God we're doing these things for the progression of our industry." Like, you know what I mean? Like transparently, I didn't even vote for Trump. I didn't even vote this past cycle, you know what I mean? Like that was me just being like, I don't like either of the candidates. But but yeah, I did a no vote. But anyway, that's my political rant. Hopefully there's some good tidbits in there.
100%. 100%. One thing that really resonated with me from the book was so the author comes from religious. I think he is economics political professor in one of the top universities in the United States. But the author he comes from like a religious family, or like one branch of his family is very religious, and he is not religious at all. Can't remember if he is like agnostic or like doesn't believe at all. I can't remember,
Atheist,
but
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
atheist. Yeah, he is not religious. So you can see where the conflict can brew, right? It's the usual the story of so many people, non-religious people having religious branch of the family, and he hated it. Like he was saying that he hated it until he realized that they had perceived a notion of perceived harm that if you aren't religious you go to hell. Like he for him this notion was like funny, like outrageous, right? Like why there is no hell, right? He knows that he's like a scientist and stuff. But at the same time, like if you look at maybe 40, 50 years ago before the germ theory came in,
I don't
germs
know
theory,
what's the germs theory.
germs, like that you have to wash your hands
Oh, of
and
course.
to not get
So the
disease.
idea,
Yeah,
like the science
like
behind it, how there's
like
actually a
50,
use case.
50, yeah,
Got it.
50,
Okay.
60 years ago, you would tell like a surgeon, can you wash your hands? Because they're microscopic, but you cannot see
They'd be like,
microscopic
"Shut the fuck up! Like
bacteria.
you're
Yeah, like
crazy." Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So not saying that germs are as real as hell, but it's like an analogy that the author was given that from their point of view, hell exists and it is perceived harm. So the thing that changed his mind about it was that he realized that branch of the family always attended all the family gatherings. They were always nice to everybody, and even though they did not like him not being religious, they prayed for him every day. You cannot say that they are malicious or bad actors if they pray for you every day, right? So like they are obviously doing it from the kindness of their hearts, and they wanted him to not go to hell, and that's why they wanted him to become more religious, because they had that perceived threat that was very real for them. And that what resonated with me, Alice, like other people don't want to destroy the world, they want the world to become better. It's just the primers are different from the person to
It's
person.
exactly right. There's different ways to get there, and we all have unique ideas and philosophies of how to get there. It doesn't mean that they're wrong or and I'm right, and vice versa. But that's what we're starting to see. It's like, this is the best thing. This is me being a I don't know what the word is to describe it, but just kind of nostalgic on how the country used to be and just looking back at like history books. And because I think a lot changed after 9/11 in this country, not to go down a total political rant, but I think like once we started invading other countries and without much explanation, I think we lost like the fabric of our country a bit. But if you look at how politics used to be done in the 50s, 60s, 70s, even like part of the 80s, everyone was very bipartisan. Like they understood that you cannot have one political party without the other. Where it's like, yeah, like liberals and progressives understood that if they were to get every single way of policy passed and all bills that they proposed were passed, they would go into economic turmoil. Like there are too many things that they want to provide for. There's too many things without any like conservative, budgetary like restrictions, right? In the same way as like the other side of the aisle, if conservatism got every single way, every single thing their way, there would be no, freedom for think about people that are same-sex marriage, people that want to identify in different ways and they feel or need to be a certain way. Like there would be none of that in our country. And conservatives know that if we don't have that balance between the two, then we can't progress like in the right direction. And I think right now, there's no longer that bipartisan like unison of, hey, like I need you just as much as you need the other. We need to find compromise. It's just become this polarized tribalism where we're just like out in the middle of the ocean with zero direction of how to get to whatever our destination is. So yeah, it's been tough. I don't want to go too far into this, but yeah, I appreciate these conversations. Like I love talking about this. But yeah, it could get really sticky and get very like opinionated, and I don't want to go down any further than that for the time being. Maybe offline we can have these conversations all day, but hopefully you know what I'm saying.
100%, 100%. But yeah, so coming back to the startup scene, right?
Yeah, man. Like
Um,
what? I love these
it
rants, by the way. Like these are the best. I love it. Just talking nonsense. But anyway, yes, startups. So this is let me ask because I know you have a bunch of different projects that you have going on. Obviously, eggs has taken Farcaster by storm. I think every single person has freaking eggs, including myself. I was like, I don't even know what the fuck this is, but I'm gonna download it. Oh, I got eggs. I don't know if you've heard of the show. I think you should leave. Are you familiar with this show?
yes.
Okay, yeah, like, dude, literally, I have eggs, and then I saw that, and I was like, this is the same. Like, what the fuck?
What the
What the
hell?
fuck? Am I
This egg costed 80 eggs?
What the heck? This egg is nude. What the heck?
I never got this far.
I never got this far. Exactly. And so I don't know if you
You
have the
should be
band.
allowed to watch a little
Should
pornography.
be able to watch a little porn. Exactly. Dude, I hope you do some sort of like play off of that. And if you have the bandwidth, you have to do something with that. That would be so funny.
Yeah, well, maybe, maybe at some point we'll get a large basket of eggs and you drag and drop them over your screen of the phone, and like next day somebody wins that pot of eggs. I don't know, maybe
Just
we'll
make it.
see.
Just make a walking and talking egg. That's all you need to do. Just like have one egg that you click and just turns into that guy for like a hot second. That would be so funny. That'd be so good.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
But yeah, no, so my question being though is like obviously you have a bunch of these projects that have come out. Some have worked, some haven't. What has like been your North Star of just figuring out what is worth your time to put on Farcaster?
So yeah, my personal I'm just typing in the URL for you to go to. My personal North Star is right there on my main website. It's the first number you should see probably. My personal North Star is how many people touched my software or use my products every day, and I track it meticulously. So in this case, I think yesterday 113 million people used my projects. So I'm trying to get this number to a billion. uh, that's always been the case. I've always tried to do this, and the chart here is ever growing. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. That's why we actually started Pigeon outside of Farcaster and went global right away, with all the ways you can talk to Pigeon. Because we were number one mini app. Oh, Randy Marsh has 31 million users already.
I know, I'm looking at that. Sorry, keep going. Don't worry about me.
Yes,
I'm just scrolling through
because
the
like
website.
I think like a few months ago it was like 10 million users, and now it's 31. That's crazy. I should probably sell that.
So what is that bot? What is the Randy Marsh bot? It's a you raffle?
Yeah, so it's like you basically all of my Telegram bots, you drop it to a group chat or channel and it just works. You don't need to configure it. With Randy, you drop it, you say Randy, and it creates a raffle, a message like, "Hey, so many this amount of people press the button below, and you have to press the button to participate, and you have to be a part of that group or a part of the channel to participate." And at some point, it just selects a number of people, a preset number of people. I think default is one, a person who won the raffle. So that's it.
That's it.
That's the bot. 31 million users.
That's incredible. It's so interesting to see how, like, people would kill for those types of users and numbers,
Yeah.
on something. No, truly, and this is all praise, but I think, you know, someone like myself, I'm in the process of building an app, with a teammate. I am not technical at all. Um, Someone that I've gotten to know just through work, is a full stack dev, came up with a concept, he's putting it together, and the biggest concern that we have right now is like, are we going to develop enough? Are we going to get enough DAUs to like keep this thing going? Because we're putting some good effort and we have high hopes for it, but it's like you don't know. And like we believe in the model, we think it's a great use case, but you could get a bot named Randy Marsh, and it's going to generate 31 million users. So that it's just crazy how the world works, and especially in this space.
So I launched around, I mean, close to 100 now, close to 100 different products since 2012 when I started, and um, I wholeheartedly believe that there are five factors. And if you want to learn more, buy my course here.
I'm go-
Anyway, so
no, I'm actually going to buy your book.
there
I'm really excited.
there
So yeah.
I I don't think I talk about this specific part in the book, but I touch on the subject. So I do believe there are five aspects to a successful product. It is the product itself, the team, um, luck, timing, and market conditions. All five should be present for the product to succeed, and it is very difficult to hit that. Uh, to hit that's like the perfect five because obviously market luck and timing is not on your side. It's not controlled by you. In a sense, it is, and I'll get to it, but it is not controlled by you, like directly. It's indirectly controlled by you. And obviously, you can have a great team, you can have a great product, but timing is not right, and all of a sudden you don't have any users, which is actually not that not that rare of an event. When you have just enough users, just enough traction to keep going, but not enough traction to get product market fit. So the reason I'm saying all five matter, because even if one of them isn't there, the product is dead on arrival. So the easiest way to cheat the system is to launch more products. That's it. You basically have a lottery, whether a thing works or not, and this lottery actually has quite high odds. I think Levels IO, I don't know how the guy pronounces his name. Levels IO, Levels IO, the guy behind Nomads, Digital Nomads websites, the guy who's all over the place with vibe coding right now.
Yeah.
So I think he had like 12%, 10 to 12% success rate in things that he launches. And I think I
Well,
have like,
what's defined? How do you define a successful launch? Like
you
that
see
10 to
it.
12% metric
you
though.
you like you see it, like it blows up. It blows up. Like I launched close to 100 products right now, and most of them, I think my success rate is 8 to 9% or something. So like 8 to 9 products of mine actually blew up, and you see it like within a few weeks you get millions of users. Like that's how you know it's unmistakable. If you doubt that you have product market fit, you do not have product market fit,
So it's
because
really
it's
interesting, Nikita, is like one of the products that you launched with, I guess Phil was like, it was the
oh
pre-coin
yeah,
one. Dude,
yeah,
obviously like did not go the way we wanted it to, but I remember when that launched, I was like, this has like high potential. Like this could absolutely work. Like I was all for it. Um, and then it didn't. And
yeah.
I'm like,
It
and
didn't.
Yeah, it didn't. And but here's the thing that I think is so cool about you, just from a bystander, like on the outside, is like so much people talk shit. And so many people of course, and it's like, I don't wanna laugh because, like, people did lose money, and that sucks,
Of course.
they gotta remember the reality of this. You're an entrepreneur, you're experimenting, like, we don't know what the outcome's gonna be. It's not like some malicious, like, like, "I got away with it too, like, fuck all you," like, no, like, no one's approaching it in this manner. It's very much like, I'm going to be a scientist here. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm experimenting. And if it worked, great. But if it's lost, like I love your approach where it's a quantity thing. Like I'm just going to keep building and I'm going to keep trying. If it works, great. On to the next. Like it doesn't seem like you're very phased by like haters or like anyone like complaining. I feel like when that thing had a dud, there was like one guy like because I posted and because everyone's like, "Oh, like fuck this, like oh, this is the worst thing ever," and I'm literally like, "You guys are like such like babies, like grow up, like this is the Wild West. We're trying to build cool stuff. Like we didn't know bots were gonna snipe this, and if we did, like whatever. Oh, so I'm just supposed to pay a handout every single time something doesn't go well with the way that I do things. Like everyone needs to chill out a little bit, and maybe that's an unpopular take, but I stand by it. Like I'm super supportive of like people that are out there putting themselves out there trying to build. I think, of course, there needs to be accountability in that, but dude, ultimately, like kudos to you to just keep going. You know, I really
I
respect that.
mean, honestly, like the thing about it is that first of all, I'm in crypto since 2011, and I've been on the internet since I
Forever,
think
right?
1998 or something. So like I've been through it. I've been through a variety of different hate cycles, and I've been through the birth of 4chan, if you may.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
It's been one of those people who is tough on the inside, not being discouraged by haters. Oh, in fact, by the way, one of the chapters of my book is about haters, how you actually use them, especially nowadays in the algorithmic driven social media, because like every time somebody comments a hateful message under your post, algorithms mostly do not account for the hate. They do account for engagement.
At the end of
So
the
if
day,
you
you're just helping my algo. Thank you so much. Please keep feeding.
exactly.
Like, yeah, but I mean, you do need to make sure you have quality control. If
So
they're saying this product fucking
yeah,
sucks, like that
one
can't
thing that I
be.
was very worried about
Yeah,
is how Phil felt about it. I was so apologetic in his DMs. I'm like, dude, I did not know that it would go this way. Like but if it worked, it would have been glorious. But
I
it
mean,
just yeah,
totally.
yeah,
It's a
it just
definite
didn't work.
miscalc. It was a misstep. Like I don't, but I think I would hope and
But
think that
now
Phil is like
with Precoin, you
understands.
should also remember that when people called out that snipers were gonna snipe, I was like, yes, yes, that is a very possible scenario. And everybody and I was clear about it from the very beginning until the very end when this experiment finished. I was very clear that yes, this will get sniped. People were like, do you have sniper protection? And I'm like, our hypothesis, I said that on record, our hypothesis was that you didn't have to be the first person to buy. You could be like in top 10 and first 10 buyers, and you would still succeed if the coin goes up, obviously.
So what
I
is
was
like looking at it? I'm sorry to cut you off. Like I believe you, and all of that's good. But what could you have done with sniper protection? Like how could you have avoided it?
it's a roulette with sniper protection, honestly. What you could do is pre-buy, do like a developer pre-buy or whatever, integrate into Clunker. Obviously we cannot, because Clunker is not our company, right? Precoin could not integrate into Clunker because it's permissionless. They couldn't make it in a permissioned way. um that's for starters. Or we could create our own token with Precoin, um our own token launcher, which is what we were thinking about of the next product after that, called mini coins, coins for mini apps. And we decided not
Dude,
to go that way. We actually built it. We fully built it, smart contracts, front end, everything, within 2 weeks, and we did not launch it. because Precoin flopped so hard, and we were like, no, we are not doing another token launcher.
Yeah,
But
probably probably the right route. But did you? I mean, what are your thoughts now that this is on subject? Like, what are your thoughts with all of these different vehicles and all of these derivatives? Like, you have your content coins, you have your creator coins, you have all of these different coins that are out there. Um, what's your Like, what do you think about it?
it's what crypto is about, speculation. That's it. It's been this way since 2011. It's been this way. I mean, look at the metas, right? You got Bitcoin, then you got altcoins. Everybody bought altcoins because they thought they would raise in price, just like Bitcoin. Speculation. Ethereum, Ethereum ICO was people buying it to for the appreciation of price. So they were trying to speculate on it. Then the boom of ICOs 2016, 2017, NFTs, DeFi, yielding products. Then meme coins, right? Content coins, creator coins, social fi. All of it is speculation wrapped in a new wrapper. And um, unregulated speculation. Sorry, it's basically people trying to create Wild West, like it was in the years when Boiler Room took place in, and Wolf of the Wall Street. Remember how that was a
Of
Wild West?
course,
A lot
yeah,
of
pink
people
sheets,
lost money.
pink
Yeah,
sheets.
exactly. So people are trying to get there into that Wild West. And my personal opinion, being in crypto since 2011, and by the way, to people who want to look into my transaction history, I do have 2 Bitcoins that admins of BTC.com sent me because my code was on BTC.com example page, because I was one of the first people who released an Objective-C iOS app wrapper around BTC.com. I haven't touched those 2 Bitcoins because BTC.com, as everybody knows, is seized by FBI.
No way.
So I have 2 Bitcoins in one of my cold storages
And
that I've
another
never
is seized by
sold.
the FBI.
And no, they are not seized by FBI. They are. It's non-custodial, right?
It's just monitored. So the minute that you
Is
try and
is
move
yeah.
it,
Just the thing
yeah.
is, it was sent from an admin of BTC.com. I think Vinik, the guy who got exchanged for like an assassin, and went to Russia or something. I can't remember. No. That was another exchange of prisoners. But yeah, the guy got exchanged, and for political prisoners. Yes, in Russia. But yeah. Anyway, so I'm an OG, and
You are an OG. That's
oh,
crazy.
from the things I've seen, it's always been about speculation. So
It's a really good
that's
call
why
out.
we that's why we wanted to launch a token launcher, a meme coin token launcher, because meme coins are collectibles by law.
Yeah. And well, here's the
So
thing, talking about like law and policy, and here's the thing, like I look at cryptocurrency in the name itself. It's cryptographic, and it is a currency that is used as a peer-to-peer tool to exchange value online. Now, if those are if we agree on that, then we would also agree that that makes it the equivalent of what USD is, like what any fiat is, right? It's just something that we agree upon as an exchange of value. And there is a price that we also agree upon due to the markets. If that is the case, then I should not have any capital gains taxes on any of those things as they appreciate in value. No different than if the US dollar were to somehow find its way out of trillions of dollars of debt and actually rise in value to the rest of the world. That doesn't change anything for me, right? I don't know. I just have a difficulty of sitting there and saying that Ethereum should be taxed the same, or ETH should be taxed the same as US security. I just don't agree with that.
I mean, don't foreign currencies actually get taxed as capital gains? Like if you are United
I
States and you
wouldn't know because
hold.
I'm not a foreign exchange. I don't do forex trading. I don't hold anything other than
That's
USD.
that's what I'm saying. I think in Canada, if you hold United States dollars in a big enough volume, you're supposed to quarterly report
Are you
your earnings,
serious?
just like stocks. Yeah, I think so.
Interesting, and that's
I might
probably
be
and
mistaken.
no, but I think you're right because that would make sense because a lot of foreigners will open bank accounts within the United States, and I think it may be a haven if they keep it domestically, if it's within the United again, I don't know. I don't have the answers, I don't wanna speak out of my ass, but that would make sense.
Yeah. So, like in a sense, like if you do this analogy, it might be taxable from the capital gain standpoint, but at the same time, like cryptocurrency, people talk about it as like a thing that should be regulated, but then I'm like, Nvidia costs $4 trillion. Um, don't you guys want to regulate that? It did not cost $1 trillion a few years ago. Now it costs $4 trillion. Like,
That's right.
that does not sound right.
That's right. No,
Did
I
they actually get $4 trillion, close to $4 trillion in a few years? I don't think so.
so yeah. No, but I with everything that you're saying in regards to, like, the response to content coins and creator coins. I think that's a really good call out because it's just about speculation and we're creating new vehicles to speculate. So if it catches on, great. If not, the markets are going to be able to determine what the future is, right?
Yeah, and that
Is
was
that is
my
that your baby crying in the background?
yeah,
I
yeah.
am so sorry
He's
if that's
7.
me.
No, don't worry about it. I have headphones on. It's just yeah, he has a bit of a, we call it daycare Ebola. You know how a kid gets sick in daycare, and all of a sudden all kids get sick.
Yeah,
So all parents know that.
of course. I'm not a parent yet, but I am an uncle, so I have been a witness to this. How old's your son?
He's 2. He's 2, and yeah, I got two kids, 4 and 2,
Oh
and
my gosh.
yeah.
So exciting.
I'm actually surprised that you're able to hear it, to hear him, because like the other day I was on a Zoom call with my team, and I was literally uh across the wall, like on the other side of the wall, workers were sledgehammering and like jackhammering like the concrete of that wall, like it was like I felt the vibration in my skull, and like people on the call did not hear it. I repeatedly was asking them like, "Hey guys, if you hear the noise, sorry about that." And they're like, "We hear no noise." And I'm like, "What's going on? What type of black magic is that?"
Yeah,
You
I
know?
don't know if I have really good ears or your mic is on fire, I don't know, but yeah, no, that, well, look, maybe that's a good segue, and we can call it here because I do not wanna keep you any longer if you got daddy duty, but Nikita, this was so awesome, I'm so thankful for the time on a Friday, especially with the kids, but let's stay in touch, I would love to have you on if you've got any updates with any of the projects you're working on, feel free to come on here and chill them. Would love
Sounds
to be
good.
of help, man.
Well, it was a pleasure to come talk to you today, man. It's amazing. It's always amazing to talk to smart people.
Dude, don't put me in that category. You're way smarter than me. Better read as well. But let's definitely be in touch. You're definitely like consider you a friend now. Anything you need, I'm always here.
Thank you, Lord. I'll drop by when I'm in Miami.
All right, good deal. Sounds good. Be good, man.
Sounds
I'll
good.
talk to you soon.
Talk to you.
Bye bye.